Well, if you're following along, I hand make most of my Christmas gifts, and I can't show you till after Christmas. So this is gift number 2, and this one goes to my big brother, Scott. All right, this one was for my brother. My brother's a couple years older than me, and I only started making him gifts last year. So I thought maybe he would enjoy something a little unique, and I thought about making him his favorite food. Well, my dad didn't really know his favorite food, but he said he eats a lot of pizza, so I decided to make him a pizza clock. I rolled out a thick coil and used that as the crust, smushing it down onto the tin, and then used some basic drywall spackle and smeared that all around in the middle so that will act as my sauce to save on my air dry clay. And then I set that to the side. Now I started making all the toppings, and this probably was what takes the longest. I made pepperoni and some sausage, black olives, and mushrooms, and that's what he said he liked on his favorite pizza, but the pizza just looked a little flat, so I added some basil in there as well. Now, these are just the things that I use. I do use a lot of my fondant molds to make any kind of vegetable, and I do like to use my foam pad to make some kind of texture and thin out some of my clay. I went in and gave the base coats of all my toppings and crust and pizza sauce. The pizza sauce, I used a dark red and a bright red. You're not going to see a lot of it, but it just helps to have some camouflage underneath. And then once all my toppings were dry, I sorted them out into piles, and this is when I go in and do a coat of clear gesso. Now, if you have white gesso, that'll work too. And then after the gesso dries, I give a base coat color to all my vegetables and meats. And this is just the starting point. Part of my challenge when I make something original is how to actually fabricate it. So I cut out a square the size of my clock mount, and then cut out the metal tin with my tin snips. And then I mounted the clock mechanism with some epoxy clay. Then, after my base coat was done drying, I dumped out all my toppings again, and this is where I go in with the details. And this takes a while. But, of course, this is what I love. I made my pizza, and I put it all together with some super glue and epoxy resin. I gave the crust a coat of poly and matte, and then I coated everything with resin. And I served it to him, but I gave it to him in a pizza box, and he thought he was getting a real pizza. He was even smelling the box, and I really had to tell him to open it up.